Hey there, Life Editors! Welcome back to the Life Editor Weekend Virtual Retreat. We are now halfway through today's retreat. How we feeling? We doing good? All right, if you are just joining us, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know where you are watching from, and if you have any questions for me about motivation, productivity, business strategies, or more, leave a comment, and I will come back and answer your questions during the replay sessions. All right. So for those of you who are new here, I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life and business coach. I'm a life editor, and so are you. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, that's why you're here today. You're going to learn how to be a life editor with my 5-step life editing process. Now, before we get started with this session, make sure you have clicked the link in the description to download your Life Editor Weekend Virtual Retreat Workbook. This is where you're going to keep all of your notes from today's sessions, and it's where you're going to come up with your 90-day or 12-week or 3-month action plan so you know exactly what you're doing for July, August, and September. So make sure you download your workbook. And for every single session during today's retreat, I am hosting a giveaway. And the giveaway for this session is the Life Editing for Beginners program. Woo! Life Editing for Beginners is a self-development, self-improvement program that helps you stick to good habits, reclaim your time, and stop procrastinating for good. There are 29 videos, something like 18 worksheets, lots of different apps and recommended books and resources to help you become the best version of you, to help you edit your life quickly and easily. Life Editing for Beginners is actually the very first digital program I ever created years ago, and it has been updated many times. It was updated last year with new videos, new worksheets, so I know you're going to love it. And if you would like to enter the giveaway for Life Editing for Beginners, which is the giveaway for this session, all you got to do is like this video and leave a comment. You can do that on Facebook or YouTube. We are streaming simultaneously today. So like this video and leave a comment, and you'll be entered into the giveaway for the Life Editing for Beginners program. And even if you're watching the replay, you've got until Sunday, June 25th, 2023 to enter the giveaway. Awesome. And why are we doing all of this? We're doing all of this because this is the kickoff launch party for Goodbye 9 to 5, which is my mastermind group for women entrepreneurs who want to earn a full-time income from their businesses in 12 weeks or less. So it is the 1-year anniversary of Goodbye 9 to 5, and I'm so thrilled because we have new pricing, new levels, and something I know you're not going to want to miss, we have an in-person retreat coming up this August. It's August 17th through 20th in Orlando, Florida. So for the past 4 years, I've only been able to do these virtual retreats because of the pandemic. And I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be getting back into doing in-person live retreats. We've got a vacation home, so you all come together. We all get to plan and strategize together. We're definitely going to Disney World, and it's just a really delightful, wonderful experience. It's magical. It truly is. If you want more information, all you got to do is click the link in the description for all the details about Goodbye 9 to 5. So if you are a member of Goodbye 9 to 5 at the Academy level, you get a free ticket to the retreat. And next week, I'm going to be giving more information about the retreat and how you can come to the retreat even if you're not a member. So stay tuned for that. And I just got to say thank you so much for all of you sticking around with me. And I know many of you have been like asking me, when are the in-person retreats coming back? Well, they're back. They're coming back right now, in 2 months from now, actually. So I can't wait to see you in person. Okay. So that's what we've got going on. That's why we're celebrating today. So this session is how you can work smarter, not harder. And that is something that every life editor wants to do, that every person wants to do. Work smarter, not harder. I'm going to tell you how you can boost your productivity without burnout. Because I think that's kind of like the ultimate question that we all have is, how can we get more done without sacrificing our health and our energy and our mental and emotional health too? So we're going to go over all of that today. But before we do, let's get back to the life editing process, which is something we've been doing all day during the retreat. Ta-da! So this is my 5-step life editing process. And all day we've been going through the different steps of my process to help you edit your life and business. So So go back to your workbook, and now we are actually going to be talking about step 4. I know you're thinking, wait, where's step 3? Step 3 is coming up. But the way that the retreat was organized, we're going a little out of order. So we're going to do rearrange everything edits. These are time management edits. So it's this box right here. So step 4 is rearrange everything. And how this relates to book editing, because my life editing process is a combination of book editing and life coaching, is that when I was a book editor, sometimes the manuscript would have everything it needed. It had all of the citations, it had all the information, it had all the bullet points, it had all the graphs and whatever, but it still didn't flow. And so I would have to rearrange things to make the chapter flow or make the article flow or whatever it was. And it's the same for your life. You might have things in your life that you absolutely want, like you have your new good habits, or you're working on your business, or you're saving money, you're taking care of your health, and you're starting to make all of these good habits stick. But for whatever reason, your days feel jumbled, or it feels like you have 10 things to do in the afternoon and nothing to do in the morning, or that you think you have enough time for something, but it doesn't happen, or some kind of distraction or emergency comes up and you can't do that thing that you wanted to do. So by rearranging just a few things, you can make it possible for you to reach your goals and to edit your life. So I want you to think about what times during the day or during the week do you find yourself wasting time? Do you have times where you're just scrolling and scrolling through social media? Or do you have times where you're just like sitting, waiting for the next thing to start, but you don't feel like you have the energy to start something else? I want you to think about what activities cause you to lose time when you could be doing something else. Like, do you get pulled into TikTok and then 3 hours go by? Or do you get pulled into an argument with a coworker and then you don't have time to do your project? Or do you just scroll through social media when you should be writing blog posts or recording videos or sending emails? So where do you lose time when you could be doing something else? And finally, when do certain projects take longer than expected? Is it everything for your business takes longer than expected, or everything for your job takes longer than expected? Or when you're dealing with a certain project for your kids, that always takes longer. Try to get a handle on when you're losing time, when you don't have enough time, or when things aren't fitting properly into the time that you have. So how can you rearrange things in your life and business so that you do get things done? Well, I've got a few ideas for you. Excuse me, I need to drink my lemon tea. I do my best with these retreats, but if you've ever watched these virtual retreats before, you notice like my voice kind of like goes down by the end. And by the end, I'm just like, ha, ha. It's kind of like hacking and trying to get through the sessions. Okay. Examples for how you can rearrange your time to reach your goals. Okay. So my first idea is to bookend your life for balance. What do I mean by bookending? Longtime followers will know exactly what I'm talking about book ending. And I've got a few videos on my YouTube channel about book ending. And there's videos in my digital programs about book ending. Basically, it's when you do something good for yourself in the morning and you do a similar or same thing that's good for you in the evening to balance your life. You do it in the morning and you do it in the evening. And just like bookends on a shelf where they keep the books stable and supported so they're not falling down all over the place, your bookends will keep you stable and supported. So it's basically starting your day and ending your day in positive ways to support yourself. So maybe you meditate in the morning and then you write in your gratitude journal at night. Or maybe you read something for your business in the morning and you read something for fun at night. Or maybe you walk around your neighborhood in the morning and then you do yoga stretches at night, or something like that. Maybe you look at your to-do list in the morning, and at night you also look at your to-do list and review how things went and what you're doing the next day. I would love to hear from you. If you've got an example of bookending that you do, leave a comment below and let me know how you bookend your life when you do something good in the morning and something good in the evening for that balance. And just a reminder, leaving a comment and liking this video is how you enter this session's giveaway. Okay, so you can also move things around to different times. Let's say you're trying to work out in the morning, but that's just not fitting in your schedule. Try moving it to your lunch hour, or try moving it to the evening, or try moving it to the weekend and see if that works better. Like, give yourself permission to move things around. You could also try Pomodoro sprints, which is something I love doing. That's where you work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then work for another 25 minutes, and then a 5-minute break. And you do that for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you take a much longer break. One thing that does is help you race the clock. So if you have a task that continually takes too long, I think most tasks that take too long means that it's either a difficult task, or it's a boring task, or you've just got some mindset issues around the task. So you think it's going to take longer. But if you actually focused on that thing instead of scrolling through your phone or looking at email or staring off into space or pouting about having to do that thing, and you just did the thing, you would find it would take a lot less time than you think. And working with a timer, specifically a Pomodoro timer, can help you race the clock and feel that sense of urgency. So you might think, oh, writing a blog post is going to take 2 hours. But if you set a timer, maybe it only takes 1 hour or a half hour. I find when I work with a timer, everything gets done faster. Let me know if you have a tip for using a timer, and leave a comment and share it with us. So other ways to rearrange everything and use your time better. You might meal plan and prep on the weekends so that you're not stressed out during the week trying to find food. You might do all of your chores and all of your errands on one day instead of spreading it out across the week. So you're not leaving the house to drive to different places every single day. You're doing it all on one day. And in the Startup in 60 program, I talk about different schedules that you might want to try, such as a pacing schedule, a batch schedule, or a time blocking schedule. Those are just different ways to rearrange your time based on your personality. So a pacing schedule is where you do a little bit of everything, all of your projects all day long, but it might only be 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, like 10 minutes of marketing, 10 minutes of writing, 10 minutes of whatever. But a batch schedule is where you group certain tasks that are similar together. So you might do all your marketing on Monday, all of your writing on Tuesday, all of your emails on Wednesday, something like that. And then a time blocking schedule is a combination of both, where you give yourself large chunks of time that are 1 to 3 hours every day to do one task. So like from 9 to noon might be marketing, from noon to 3 might be writing, and 3 to 6 might be emails, something like that. Leave a comment and let me know if you have a specific schedule that you use and how that helps you with your business. All right. For me, I almost always use a pacing schedule because I have so many different projects that I'm working on, but I want them all to be moving forward, even if it's only 10 minutes at a time moving forward. I find like if I do a batch schedule where I'm doing like all of my marketing on one day, if I get sick or I have an emergency, then I lose that day. Then I've got an entire week before I do that task again. And that just doesn't work for me. Okay. So again, write your rearrange everything edits in your workbook. And remember, all of these edits are going to be considerations for your next 12-week plan. If you haven't watched session 1, please go do that now, because that will help you as you're coming up with your goals for July, August, and September. Okay. Are you enjoying this life editing process? Is it making sense to you? Are you editing your business with these steps? Are you editing a certain area of your life, your finances, your health? Let me know. I'm always like really fascinated to know what specific goals people are working on during the Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. Okay. Now let's talk about working smarter, not harder. You've got enough to do. You've got plenty to do. You don't need burnout. You don't need overwhelm. You don't need to freeze up or have an anxiety attack. So let's talk about how women entrepreneurs specifically can take care of their health, mental, physical, emotional health, and still get stuff done. All right, so I've got 5 different ways, 5 hacks, you might call them, to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so number 1, I definitely believe this is number 1, is to automate your processes. Automate everything is kind of like my rallying cry to my clients. Automate, automate. So I want you to automate certain tasks that are repetitive so that you can save your time and energy. What does this mean? Okay, what are some things that you do over and over again? For a lot of people, that's posting on social media. Maybe you post on social media at the same time every day. You can use a scheduling tool like Buffer or Hootsuite to schedule your social media posts so that they're posted throughout the day without you having to manually do them. I can't tell you like how amazing that is to be able to schedule my social media posts in advance and not have to do them live when I want them to go out. That means I can do other things like I can host all day live stream retreats, or I can answer emails, or I can have client calls or whatever while my social media is going out like clockwork. You can also automate some of your email sequences. One of my email sequences that I depend on a lot is my still looking email. If you've been on my list for even a short amount of time, you have seen my still looking emails, and these are all automated. So how this works is when I have a link in my email that goes to a sales page for a product, like let's say it goes to Life Editing for Beginners, because that's the giveaway for this session. If somebody clicks on that link and looks at the sales page, but they don't buy the product, then a day or two later, I have an automatic email that is sent to them that says, hey, you still looking? And it says, hey, you looked at Life Editing for Beginners, but you didn't purchase it for whatever reason. And then I give them a little nudge to buy, and I might even give them a coupon code or some other bonus that they get if they buy today. And that automation alone has really helped me with my passive income. Like, raise your hand. How many of you are working on your passive income? Leave a comment and let me know if passive income is something that you want to boost this year. I know I talk a lot about having some kind of group program to get big sales fast, but a lot of my income comes from my passive income. It comes from my digital products. And what I've seen with my clients and followers is that many of you have amazing digital products, whether it's like a digital planner or a digital course or some kind of video workshop or whatever it is, but you're just not getting sales. And a lot of that comes down to automations. Like you think, oh, I put it in my shop. Why aren't they buying? It's in my shop. Or you might say, I linked to it in my email. Why aren't they buying it? It's because people are human and people are busy. So someone might have looked at it in your shop or looked at the sales page, but then they got distracted and they did something else. Or maybe they noticed it in your shop and thought, oh, I'm not there yet, but when I am there, I'll buy it. And then they forgot about it. So as a business owner, as a leader, you need to gently, kindly, genuinely remind them that you have something that could solve their problems. Whatever your digital program is, whatever your mastermind group you're trying to sell or whatever, you need to kindly remind them that to buy. And one way to do that is through automated emails. So if you're sending someone to the sales page, but they don't buy it, make sure you have an automated email that goes out later that says, hey, you still looking? Or you left this in your cart. I know you've gotten those emails from other places. I go to clothing stores and I put a whole bunch of stuff in my cart, but then I don't buy it. And the next day I get an email saying, hey, you left stuff in your cart. Here's a coupon code. Why don't you go back to your cart and buy all that stuff? So you can do that for your business too. And if you're looking for a way to automate your emails, I use a CRM called Kajabi, which I have a 30-day free trial link, which I will come back and add to the description. So you can check that out. If you want the 30-day free trial link, you can just tag me in the comments and I will make sure to get that to you as well. So a still looking email is a great way that I continue to get passive income sales, literally just kindly checking up on them because they looked at something. That's like what being a good coach and being a good leader is all about. But maybe you have other templates. So let's say you get a lot of emails from clients wondering like, how do I log into the portal? Or I don't know where my username is, or I lost this thing. Can you send it to me again? Whatever. You might have specific templates that you can just copy and paste, and or have your assistant do that if you have a virtual assistant, so that you're not typing the same thing over and over and over again. I remember I had to do that a lot. Is people say I can't log into the portal, or I don't know where to log in. I just have like a template email saying here's the link to log into the portal. It's also on the homepage of my website, but still people don't always see it. So think about that. What emails, messages, reminders do you want to set up to make things easier for your clients and your followers? People who are in my mastermind group get reminder emails about when our group calls are with the link so that they can come to the group calls and they don't forget about it. That's part about being in the group. It's part about keeping them engaged, and it's all automated. So I know I'm going on and on, but there's got to be processes that you can automate so that you can take that time back and work on other things. And it's of service to you because then you're not wasting your time checking in on everyone. And it's of service to your clients and followers because they're getting these nice, gentle reminders and gentle nudges in the right direction. And that's what being a good leader is all about. So that's number one way to work smarter, not harder, is to automate as much as you possibly can. All right. Number 2 is to maximize your resources, also known as leveraging what you got. I talk about leveraging a lot. And that's when you do something once and then you use it many, many, many different ways. So you're going to utilize your resources such as templates, tutorials, whatever else you need to reduce the amount of work needed to complete tasks. So let's say, okay, one thing that I use over and over again is I have a project management app that I use called Todoist, and I have a checklist in there for recording and publishing a video on YouTube. So it's something like, I don't even know, 65, 70 steps. Are you going to remember all of that in your head? Do you want to write that down every time you need to record a video? No, of course not. So I've got a template that I just duplicate every time I need to do a video, and then I just go through the steps. So you might have a checklist for writing a blog post or for sending your email newsletter or for conducting a client call or whatever. Instead of having to write down the steps every single time or try to remember them all in your head, just make a template that you can duplicate every time you do that task. It will totally save your time and energy. That's what we're talking about, like maximizing your resources. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you're doing something. Also, like I said, using your things to teach one-to-many. So my Goodbye 9 to 5 program, I've got videos, checklists, worksheets, resources, lots of stuff in there. But it's not just for one person. It's for everyone who joins my mastermind group. So I'm doing things once. I'm creating videos and recordings and stuff once, and then it's being sold to lots and lots of different people. That's the same for my digital courses. So someone I made Startup in 60 and then thousands of people buy it. You can do the same for your digital products too. One good example is one of my clients hosted a live stream last week, and the live stream is great, but you don't just use the live stream. You can take the live stream and share it on any social media platforms that it didn't stream to. Like you can upload it to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You can chop it up into 30-second, 60-second nuggets of wisdom and share those on social media. You can take the live stream and put it on your sales page. You can take the live stream and make it a bonus paid workshop that somebody could buy. You can make it a freebie and to get more people to opt in. You can give it as a bonus to people when they buy a certain coaching package. But the idea is you do something once and then you use it many, many different ways. That's what we're talking about leveraging what you got and maximizing your resources. If you've got an idea for how you take one thing where you do it once and you use it many, many ways, leave a comment and let me know. I love learning from you. I learned so much from you about how you make your business grow and thrive. So please share your tips with us. Also, just a reminder, that's how you enter the giveaway for this session, which is for a copy of Life Editing for Beginners. Okay, the third hack for working smarter, not harder, is to delegate. And I know that's easier said or done. That people are like, well, Sage, I don't have an assistant. I can't afford a team. I can't afford a videographer. I can't hire a social media manager. Like, I get it. I hear you. Like, if you're starting your business or you're just really budget conscious, you might not be able to delegate a lot of stuff. But for those of you who can, by delegating, you're going to free up your time to do your genius work. And genius work comes from the Big Leap book, which I talked about in a previous session. So you could be on client calls, teaching your clients or recording videos while your assistant is like scheduling calls or posting on social media or responding to emails. You get to do your high level stuff, and whoever you delegate to gets to do that low level stuff. I remember years ago that I had a client who was wildly successful, like 6 figures, almost 7 figure business. She was doing incredible. It was a joy to work with her because she was always so motivated. But the thing is she needed a lot of time for her high level tasks, but she was still cleaning her house herself. And she had young kids. So she was still scrubbing the toilets and scrubbing the bathtub. And she was talking to me about how she's so worn out from her business work all day, and then she's got to clean the house. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're almost making $1 million a year and you're still scrubbing your own toilets. So it like never occurred to her that she could delegate that to her kids or to a housekeeper, someone to come in once or twice a week to clean her house. And like that just blew her mind that she could delegate that stuff. And I'm like, just because it's your house doesn't mean you have to clean it. So I know that's like a big thing, like, well, of course, sure, she's got $1 million, but think about it on a smaller scale. There are other things that you can delegate that you don't have to do. So here's an idea that I think anyone can do, and it's something that I delegated way back in the day. As I was doing my client calls, I always take notes during my client calls because I want to remember what we said, the next action steps, what they're working on, so I don't forget anything. I want to be able to know, oh, Sally's working on X, Y, and Z, and I can check in with her about that. But one thing that surprised me is like I would be taking notes, and then my clients would say, oh, can you just send me your notes? Can you just type those up and send them to me later? And I was thinking, oh, sure, of course I can. So I would get off the call and then I would type up the notes and their action items and I would send them to my clients. And I would do this for every client. It didn't like get to me until I had it took me having about 10 or so clients a week before I was like, wait a minute, I can't do this. I can't keep doing this. And it was really a shame because it was a disservice to me because typing up notes and next steps to send to every single client was eating up my time. And two, because my clients knew that I would send them their homework, like, here's what you got to do this week, they weren't as engaged in the calls. They didn't have to pay attention. They didn't have to remember what they needed to do because they're like, oh, I don't need to remember what my homework is because Sage will send it to me. So I think within the first 2 or 3 years of my business, I'm like, I've gotten this out. It is not happening anymore. So those of you who've been my clients for a while, you're like, Sage never sends me notes. I know, because I stopped it a long time ago. So that was something I delegated. I delegated it to my clients. I told my clients, I'm going to take notes during our call for me, so I know what you're working on. You need to take notes during our calls so you know what your homework is. Keeping track of your homework, your to-do items is your job, not mine. Like, I will help you on the call, but then you've got to do your homework and I'm not typing up your notes for you. And it was so freeing. It felt so good not to be typing up notes for my clients. And I noticed when I stopped doing that, when I delegated that to my clients, they became more engaged. They started writing down stuff. Sometimes I would have to prompt them and be like, hey, I just told you got to publish that blog post, write it down so you don't forget. And it would train them to listen and pay attention to what they need to do. It's kind of like how during this virtual event, this virtual retreat we're doing right now, I'm telling you what to write down. So I hope you're writing down the work smarter, not harder tasks that you want to implement. I've even got a section here. There we go. Here's the page. Like, you can write them down right here. I hope you're writing them down because I'm not going to send them to you. You've got to know what your next steps are. So even if you think you can't delegate to an assistant or to a staff member or a videographer or something like that, what can you delegate to your clients to keep them more engaged? Like, have them write their own notes and their own homework so that you don't have to do it for them. All right. Number 4, let's talk about the 4th way to work smarter, not harder. Manage your time. I know that sounds really trite and like, oh, of course, Sage, I'll manage my time better. But I see so many people who are wasting their time, not honoring their time, or just kind of being lazy with their time. And I want you to take a more active role in managing your minutes. So here's how you can do it. I want you to create a schedule and stick to it to stay on track and to maximize your productivity. So we talked about this before about pacing, time blocking, or a batch schedule, or whatever your schedule looks like. In the book, The One Thing, which I mentioned in a previous session, his schedule is to do 4 hours of work in the morning on your one thing, your most important thing. And then the rest of the day is however you want it. But those 4 hours in the morning are just for your most important thing. So I don't want you to wait for motivation, which kind of happens easily to some of my clients. Like when they've got time to do their business work, they might scroll through social media or look through their planner or see what other people are doing or read articles or whatever, rather than actually doing their work. And they might have an excuse like, oh, I don't feel like it. I need to be motivated. I need to feel inspired. If I don't feel inspired, I can't work. Well, if you wait to feel inspired to work, then you're going to be waiting forever. The best business owners, the best entrepreneurs, the best leaders do their work regardless of whether or not they feel like it, regardless of whether or not they feel motivated and inspired. They just do their work because that's their routine. So I want you to choose routines over motivation. Don't rely on motivation or willpower, because that comes and goes. But if you know that at like 9 a.m., you're going to be writing your next blog post, or you're going to be sending your next email, or whatever it is you're doing, you will do it at 9 a.m. rather than thinking like, I don't feel like sending it today. Like one thing I talk about in Startup in 60 is like, who are you rebelling against? Like, really, if you chose to start your own business, that's a beautiful, wonderful choice that you have. So why are you procrastinating? Why are you hemming and hawing? Why are you wasting time? You chose this. Who are you like rebelling against? Your parents, your old school teacher, an ex? I don't know. Like, this is your choice. You chose this. So be grateful that you had this choice to make for yourself. So do your work, manage your time. Leave a comment and let me know. If you have something that you need to do, but you don't feel like it, how do you get yourself to do it? Is it turning on a timer? Is it talking to your coach? Is it just powering through? Tell me what you do to do your work when you don't feel like it. All right. Fifth and final way to work smarter, not harder, is to implement systems. Yes. So I want you to create systems to streamline your processes and increase efficiency. So we talked about this batching schedules, pacing schedules, front loading your day like they do for the one thing, having the same content on the same days. That really helps a lot of my clients too. Like if you know, like whatever, Monday, you're going to have a motivational blog post. So it's Monday motivation, whatever you said that. Or I have a client who does fun Fridays and every Friday is for fun, lighthearted content. But maybe you send like the same email on the same day, or maybe you talk about the same topic like every day, like it's Wealth Wednesday on whatever social media platform you're on, and just make that part of your system, the part of your routine. That's what you do. I would love to hear from you if you have other systems that help make your choices easier for you. Like coming up with an editorial calendar certainly can help. Coming up with a schedule, like a time management schedule, will help you too. Front loading your day so that if things get nutty in the afternoon, at least you've gotten your work done. Any kind of systems to streamline and make things easier. Like I have a system for writing blog posts. I have a system for recording videos. I have a system for doing live streams and events like this. I have a system to follow for my launches, for my launch emails, all of that stuff. Okay, let's quickly recap here. I've got 5 hacks to help you work smarter, not harder. And this is for women entrepreneurs. So number 1, you're going to automate as much as you possibly can. I can't stress that enough. So that you can be doing other things. Automation is essential for passive income too. And it's a beautiful way to connect with your clients and show them you care without you having to do everything live or everything manually. Okay, number 2, you're going to maximize your resources. You're going to make something once and use it many, many different ways, or you're going to make something once and sell it many, many different ways. You're going to teach one to many, which is what my Goodbye 9 to 5 program is all about. And you're just going to leverage anything that you do once, you're going to leverage it many, many ways. Number 3 is delegate when you can. Delegate to your clients too, like I did. Make them write their own notes. You can delegate to assistants too. Oh, one other thing I want to say about delegating is you can delegate to a call scheduler app. So I use Calendly to schedule my discovery calls for people who want to join Goodbye 9 to 5. Or for my clients who want to schedule other coaching calls, they use Calendly. way back in the day, like 10 years ago, I used to schedule calls myself, like me, the coach, scheduling my calls. So I would email someone and be like, oh, what time do you want the call? And we'd go back and forth trying to see, oh, I'm busy that time. Are you free this time? What time zone are you in? Do you want Zoom, Skype, or your phone? We go back and forth. It was so unprofessional and kind of gross when I think about it. But thank goodness I started using a call scheduler app. So I use Calendly now. So do that for yourself so that you don't have to go back and forth trying to schedule a time with someone. Just tell them, here's the link, schedule the call in my calendar, or put it on your sales page. Like, you want to join my program? Schedule a discovery call. There you go. Done and done. So that's a great way to delegate too, without spending a lot of money or hiring more staff. Number 4, you're going to manage your time. Really get serious about your time. Don't wait for motivation. Use your routines. And if you've got good tips, leave them in the comments below. And then implement systems. Create systems for anything to streamline your day. I love front loading my day and doing my most important tasks first, or having the same content on the same days. All right. Next steps, open up your workbook and write down the work smarter, not harder tips that you want to try next. And I would love to hear which ones resonate with you. And if you've got more ideas for working smarter, not harder, I would love to hear them. Or if you've got ways that you streamline processes so you don't burn out, or if you've got ways to protect your energy so you're not doing too much, we'd love to hear those. Remember, leaving a comment is how you enter the giveaway for Life Editing for Beginners, which is the digital program that I have for my giveaway for this session. All you got to do is like this video and leave a comment either on Facebook or YouTube. And that's how you enter the giveaway for this session. And you've got until Sunday, June 25th, 2023 to enter this giveaway. Again, this is the very first program that I made, Life Editing for Beginners. It has been updated many times. It was updated last year with new videos and new worksheets. It's all about self-development so that you can be the best version of you. And it goes through my 5-step life editing process in much more detail than we have time for during today's retreat. All right, and as you know, this retreat is the kickoff celebration for my Goodbye 9 to 5 program, which is celebrating its 1-year anniversary. And in honor of the anniversary, we've got new pricing, new levels, and something you're gonna love. We've got an in-person retreat this August, the 17th through 20th in Orlando, Florida. And I would love to see you in person. As I've mentioned before, it's been 4 years, 4 long years since I've had an in-person retreat. And I used to do 4 of these a year. Like, I've done so many of these, but it's been a long time. So I'm really happy to be getting back into it. Again, Goodbye 9 to 5 is my mastermind group for women entrepreneurs who want to earn a full-time income from their businesses in 12 weeks or less. So if you've got a struggling business, if you've got a side hustle, or if you're just earning a few $100s a month from your business, you're going to love Goodbye 9 to 5. As we clean up your business and help you earn big bucks fast. So click the link in the description for all the details about Goodbye 9 to 5. I'll have more information about the retreat next week, but you can absolutely check out Goodbye 9 to 5 now. And those of you who are in the academy level in Goodbye 9 to 5 get a free ticket to the retreat. So again, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in person this August. All right. Let's see. I don't see any comments coming in. If you are watching the replay later, go ahead and leave a comment. That's how you enter the giveaway for this session. And if you do have a question for me, I am coming back and answering questions during the replay period. So go ahead and leave your questions below. Okay, life editors, we're halfway through the retreat. We've got 2 more sessions coming up, and I will talk to you again really soon.